is everyone today? Just coming on here, maybe a minute early. Maybe not a minute early. Looking at my phone, I'm not even early at all. I'm right on time. So how do you like that? I am going to refresh my iPad here. If anybody's out there, please leave me a comment. That would be awesome. I don't always, I can't always tell if I'm live until my iPad decides to catch up, which usually takes like a minute. It seems like, oh, Sandra is here. Hello, Sandra. Thank you so much. And we have Sharon and Diane. Oh, yeah, you girls are coming in. That's awesome. Thank you so much. All right, now I'm going to open that up on the old iPad. And let's just make sure this is going to work for me so that I can see your comments after we flip the phone. Because we have Carol Ann here and Judy and Carol. Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Just going to check this out and make sure this is going to work. And Myra is here from Iowa. Hello, Myra. All right, we've got Joanne from Kentucky. Joanne, did you guys get snow? I know there was some snow down in the southern part of the country, but I was wondering if maybe if you guys got some too. I don't know. Okay, it looks like I've got the iPad rolling here, and it looks like everyone's comments are coming in. Oh my gosh, we've got a ton of you guys coming on. Joanne and Sonia and Joan and Tony and Sue and Trish and Jean and Margaret and Mary and Pat and Lisa and Mesa. And awesome. Yay! Thanks you guys so much for coming here today. I have some cute projects for you today. Just want to throw it out. This is not one of my classes where there's a pre-cut cardstock kit for it if you spend a certain amount of money in my online store. This is just some random things that I wanted to share with you and have a little bit of fun, kind of showing off just a few more of our products, you know, just a few more things. And I wanted to share with you a little sneak peek of something coming up that Dina Kelly and I are doing at the end of February. So yeah, I'll be sharing that with you also. Oh, I see Laura's here. Laura's on my team. Hi, Laura. I hope you guys are all doing well. Laura, did you guys get snow? Laura is down near Kentucky. I'm assuming South Carolina must be close to Kentucky. So wondering if you girls got snow. We are getting some snow, not nearly the amount that was down, way down. Holy cow, we got like, I don't know, maybe 5 inches, which for us is no biggie, you know. But for you guys like in Florida and Louisiana and whatever, that's a lot of snow. So yeah, just kind of curious how much you guys actually got, if you did get some. So is there anything exciting going on here? Literally no. It is so boring here, which, knock on wood, I hope it stays boring. My husband and I are just both working. That's all we're doing. He goes to work, I go to work, he comes home, we have some dinner, we watch some TV, we go to bed. I mean, it's pretty boring. But Saturday, my son's coming over because he and my husband are going to go snowmobiling for the day. So that'll be fun. So I will be babysitting my little grand doggy, although he's not very little anymore. So hopefully he's not a PIA and hopefully he's nice to me. Not that he's ever mean to me, but sometimes he's got so much energy that he just never wants to just like sit around, you know, like a lot of dogs, you know, they'll play for a little bit and then they'll kind of go relax. This dog does not know the meaning of relax, like ever. I don't even know why he sleeps, because it seems like you put him in his kennel to go to sleep and he'll sit there and then pretty soon, okay, fine, then he goes to sleep. But if he's not in his kennel, he is not sleeping. He's a maniac. So I'm hoping that it's nice enough that I can tie him up outside in our yard. I got like a 40-foot cord that hooks onto our fence, so he can, you know, wander around. So I'm hoping that it's warm enough out there that he can be outside for a while I do some work or whatever. So we'll see what happens, but they're going to go snowmobiling, which will be really fun. And then my son's got one of his friends is turning 21. One of his friends that's a girl, not a girlfriend, but a friend that's a girl, is turning 21 this weekend. And so they are going to go and take her out to some of the bars downtown. So that should be fun for them. And so I'm going to be dog sitting overnight. So we'll have the doggy here all night. So that should be fun. All right, let's see. You guys are commenting a little bit about your snow. Judy said no snow in Central Florida. All right. Laura said everything is closed. Okay. And Sue said we got a half an inch of snow on Wednesday and they canceled school for 3 days. I think I have to laugh about that. I'm so sorry because it's hard for me to, how do I want to say this? It's hard for me to see how it is on the other side. You know what I mean? I mean, we have blistering winters here. There was 90-mile-an-hour winds down on I-25 around a little town called Bordeaux, Wyoming, which is south of Casper, if you guys are familiar with Wyoming at all. 90-mile-an-hour winds. There were 9 semis that were blown over on the interstates here during that time, but there was no school canceled. And we had sub-zero temperatures Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. No school cancellation. So it's kind of funny to me, but I get it because you guys aren't equipped for that kind of weather. You don't have snow plows, none of that kind of stuff. So, I get it, but it kind of makes me chuckle when I hear that kind of thing. So no offense, please don't take any offense to that. It's just kind of a funny thing for me in my own little brain. So there you go. Laura said they got 4 inches. What's in South Carolina? That's got to be a lot. Yeah, no way to clean the roads. Yeah, and I get that. That you guys don't have snow plows. Of course, we have tons of snow plows in this state because that's what they have to do that constantly. Otherwise, people would never be able to get around. So I totally get that you guys would be out of luck then. So, but it's just it's just a funny thing to me. Not funny or funny. Haha, you have snow and you can't get anywhere. Not that kind of funny. No. Lori's watching us. Hi, Lori. Lori's another one of my team members. So Lori and Laura are both on here tonight. So hi, girls. Yeah, my daughter's doing really well. She has gotten some more work added to her plate, which she asked for. So she's pretty excited about that. And then one of the big principals in her office, requested her help on a pretty big client that the gal has, and she needs some help on it. So she asked my daughter to help her. So that's kind of exciting too, right? When the big boss actually asks you to help them when you're like kind of brand new, that must say something about your work ethic or what you understand or whatever. So I'm pretty excited for her that's going on down there. So yay to her. Let's see. I heard Indiana sent plows to Alabama. I thought it was Arkansas that sent plows, but I don't know. I don't know anything. You read things and you wonder, is half this stuff true? I don't even know. Anyway, Dolly said it's 23 in Kansas. Christy said she's in the Panhandle and they got over 9 inches. That is insane. And that in a place that doesn't ever get snow. Yeah, I can imagine that you would be closed for a very long time. We would have trouble here if there was 9 inches of snow. Granted, we have snow plows, but still, that's a lot of snow. So, oh my gosh, that is crazy, Chrissy. Interstate closed for 200 miles. Oh, I bet there was wrecks because the people down there, they have no idea how to drive in that kind of weather either. You definitely have to drive differently. And I don't think people really realize that don't experience it regularly, that you do have to drive a little bit differently. You know what I mean? So I totally get that. Oh, wow. Snowplows from Wisconsin that went south. That's crazy. That's awesome. That's awesome. Awesomely crazy. Oh my gosh. That's insanity. 9 inches of snow in Florida. Florida, of all places. Now I'm going to be there in May. So let's not have any snow in Florida in May. I'm just asking right now, giving you plenty of notice that I would prefer no snow in Florida in May. Just going to throw that out there. Okay. 19 here and some snow, maybe 2 inches, says Tanya. Where are you, Tanya? Just because I'm curious. Oh, wow. Chrissy said schools were closed for 4 straight days, not including the holiday on Monday, and she has snow in her yard and roof below freezing again tonight. Yikes. Okay. 19. Okay, 19. Yeah. I think our temperature today was supposed to be about 30. It's like a heat wave, going from, minus 10 or 20 to 30 is definitely a heat wave. So Judy said it'll be hot and humid where she is. All right. Well, prayers to all of you that are suffering and struggling with the weather, because I know how it can be. I know that it can be kind of crazy, and especially if you're not used to it, that's got to be awful. That would be like us having, 20 days of over 100-degree temperatures. That would be really rough for us because that does not happen. That does not happen here. Plus, we don't have very much humidity, which I know is a problem in a lot of other places. We're very dry here. So yeah. Oh, see, this is a major storm for us. I know my family in South Dakota is laughing, but we don't have the means to clear roads. And yeah, I totally get that. Without snow plows, you're basically, I don't know if I can say that on YouTube or not. You know, you're like, if you have a screw and you screw it into something, you know what I'm saying? You're screwed like that. Anyway, I said it out loud anyway. Hopefully it doesn't matter. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera because we need to get to our projects and stuff. So, and since I have nothing else to say because I'm very boring. Oh, I guess I could say that any of you who ordered a make and take packet from me from the kickoff, they all went out of here on Tuesday. I thought I was planning for them to go out on Monday, but I forgot Monday was a holiday. So everything went out on Tuesday. So if you're close to me, you'll be getting it soon. And I'm going to send out the PDF. I meant to do it this morning and then I got tied up doing some other things. But I will get it out to you guys here very shortly. So, okay, I am going to flip the camera. Yeah, that's what we're going to do here. And if you guys don't mind sharing the video, if you have that opportunity or option on your device that you're watching on, that would be awesome. I'm going to flip this over and then I'm going to put my little leveling device on here to make sure that the camera is the way I like it. And I believe that it is. And then I got to get my glasses here and I got to clip my hair back because otherwise it falls in my face and then it drives me crazy. Okay. So I am working feverishly on my mixed media class. I have all the cards are done. I've gotten 3 of the 4 videos done and I'm still taking registrations for them. If you are interested, here are a couple of the cards that we are going to be making in this class. So I hope you guys like these. Super cute. I love them both. And I have 2 more cards that will be in the class. So a Precut Cardstock / supply kit is $45. The PDF only is $20. You can add the mixed media, mixed florals or mixed labels to your class registration if you need to. The registration link is in the description of this video for you. Just in case you were wondering what else you get the Precut cardstock for 8 cards. It's 2 each of 4 different designs. You get 3 different ribbons here, a couple yards of each. You get some low profile dots. You get envelopes for all your cards, and then you get a half of a pack of the designer series paper, of the mixed florals designer series paper. So there you go. You can add on the plaster painting folder if you want. You don't need to because I will be embossing your pieces that need to be embossed. But if you do decide you like this folder and want it, you can certainly add it to your registration. It is a pretty cool folder. The designer series paper, I'll just throw out, I have some pieces here of it. So let's see if I have enough to share with you what the pieces look like. So this is one where you can color it. Super cool. This is a very beautiful pattern. This one I just find really fun. There's just something about it that just is, I really, really like this. We have this one where you can just chop off a chunk and add a sentiment and you're good to go. We have this one. Let's see, I think I'm missing one. So I must have used more than I thought. Oh, is it this one here? No. This one? No. This one? No. This one. This blue one here. This is the other one. And then the back side of that. And then the back sides of these. So there's a lot of really nice, fun paper in here. And we are going to be using it on, let's see, most of the cards, I think. So yeah, so it should be a really fun class. I'm really excited about it. I'm happy with how all the cards have turned out. And then there is a ton of cardstock colors in this pack of paper. It's just crazy to me how all these colors are in here. We've got the black, the boho blue, the calypso coral, the daffodil delight, the flirty flamingo, the granny apple green, the mossy meadow, petal pink, poppy parade, and the shy shamrock. So what a cute, lovely rainbow of colors that you can use with this paper. So if you're interested in that, like I said, link is in the description. I have 1 make and take packet left. If anyone's interested, here's a little kind of snapshot of the cards. The link to register for that is in the description of this video, and I can get it out for you probably Monday. I've got some more paper coming in tomorrow. All right, in case you aren't a demonstrator, why aren't you? You should be a demonstrator. Everybody should be a demonstrator. There's no reason not to get a discount on your products. And I would love to have you as a member of my team. I've got 2 of my gals here tonight. Hopefully they would say we have a nice, fun team. I do a lot of things with my team. We have a monthly meeting. We do a monthly swap. We have a mystery stamping every month. We have demonstrator training every Tuesday afternoon. we do lots and lots of things, and I do share lots of different things with my team. So I would love to have you join me. And if you join me right now during celebration, you can choose 2 different options in addition to your $125 in merchandise. You can get this stamp set and 2 full sets of Stampin' Write markers, which is a $91 value, or you can add $30 additional to your kit if you already have all the markers and don't like the stamp set. So those are your 2 options, and then you get $125 worth of product, and you only pay $99 for it. So yeah, so definitely think about it. If you have any questions, please. Oh my gosh, Pat's on here too. Pat is also on my team. And Pat also and Lori both said it's awesome and you should join. So there you go. There's testaments from real people, right? Thanks, you guys. I appreciate that. So yeah, I would love to have you join my team. And if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'm sure that my information is in the screen below. I don't know if I can say it on YouTube. They're getting kind of crazy about what you can and can't say. And they've actually removed some of my team videos, my team meeting videos. So I don't want to get in trouble. But you can contact me if you can't find a way to contact me in the description box or on my blog. Leave a comment and I'll see if I can get you my information that way. So, but I'd love to have you join us. All right. So last week I created these 3 fun cards, and these are still available for you getting a kit to make them, because this week's live is just a random live. It's not a live that is going to share. It's going to have a kit to go with it. So last week I used the terrific toadstools and we made this really fun card. Nothing special about it. But then we made this center cut easel card. How cute is that? You get all the pre-cut pieces. You get all the die cuts, the designer series papers. You just have to have the toadstool bundle, the punch and the stamps to complete the cards as I've designed them. And then we had, and I never did redo my card, you guys. I haven't gotten around to that yet. I still have a spot on there. But we have this really fun bendy card that is also part of that. So if you are interested in getting a kit to make these 3 cards, just place an order in my online store of $50 or more, and I will send you a kit next week. And here's my host code. All right, what else do we have here? Oh, every order that gets placed in my online store gets this PDF, regardless of the amount of it. It's called the Friends of the Ocean. If it's $50 or more, then you get the Global Creative Tutorial Bundle for January. It's just a collection of different items that were just recently released. Those of you that haven't yet joined my VIP Facebook group, and if you've purchased something from me, whether it's a class kit, a make and take packet, a retired item off my blog, a PDF file from my store, something out of from Stampin' Up that you ordered through me, anything you've ordered from me, you can join my VIP Facebook group, and there is a link to do that in the description of this video. All right, I also have my Amazon store. There's a lot of fun things in there. I have some crafty favorites. I've got my random beauty favorites, which there's not that many because I don't use a whole lot of makeup and stuff, but I use a few things. There's some fun things. There's random favorites of just random things that I've purchased for my home, and then the items that I use in my office. So check that out. It's amazon.com/shop/Barb Stamps, or the link in the description. And Stamp Happy Academy, Kelly was just live yesterday in Stamp Happy Academy. So if you have a premium or live membership, you can check out what Kelly created for us yesterday. It was amazing. And Dina will be live next week, I think on the 30th. And then I think I'm going to be live the beginning of February for our first February live. So plus every week when we do these weekly classes, we upload our PDF files to Stamp Happy Academy, along with our online classes. So the PDF for the make and take packet from the new product launch party will be loaded to Stamp Happy Academy probably sometime next week. I'll get that in there. All right, adhesive kits, I always have those for sale if you're interested. You can get that in the link in the description. And finally, we are announcing our Wildflower Celebrations Weekend Retreat. All right. This is coming up at the end of February 27th, 28th, and March 1st. It's going to be amazing. If any of you participated in our reindeer stamp camp, it's very similar to that, the way we have it all laid out and what we're going to be doing. And the main kind of thing that we're using in this Wildflower Celebrations is the Wildflower, I think it's just called the Wildflower Birthday, and it is called a scrapbooking kit. But don't let that freak you out if you're not a scrapbooker, because these kits have so much more than just scrapbooking to them. They have designer series papers. Check that out. This is a pattern that is not in the designer series paper that you can purchase right now. So you get 2 of those. You get this fun flower pattern. Doesn't have the gold accents. These papers don't have the gold accents. Look at, this is like, I just love bright, fun things. And polka dots are one of my most favorite patterns. I just love this. So stinking cute. This is very fun. These are single-sided. The other ones were double-sided. This is a single-sided. This is also single-sided. Then you're going to get some pieces of two-tone cardstock. We've got the peach pie and the pretty in pink. I'll just flip one of these over. The stamp camp is going to be on, we're going to host it on Facebook, but any of the lives that we do will be on YouTube. So you can click on the link from Facebook to get to YouTube. And that's how we do run them. We kind of have everything housed in a Facebook group. We have a schedule of events. All the links are in there. And then we provide a PDF file after the event that will have the links to everything. It will have all the photos of everything that we share with you. Most of the projects will have dimensions also, and the links to the videos. So it's pretty awesome. And then you get some white. This isn't two-tone cardstock. This is just called Willow White. It's a tiny bit different than our basic white. So here's basic white. Here's Willow White, or White Willow. I'm probably saying that wrong. But there is a difference here a little bit. Our basic white is very smooth. The White Willow is not quite as smooth, I would say. So they are different shades of white, but here you get 4 sheets of the white. Then you get some die cuts here. These are all die cut pieces that are really fun, very colorful. Some more die cut pieces. We've got some leafy pieces here and some squiggles. And then you get a sticker sheet. All right, so we are going to be using that. We're also going to be using the Designer Series paper, the Wildflower Birthday Designer Series paper. We've got a couple of different ribbons that we're going to be using. We have the party dots and the gems from Celebration. And you can get everything in a swag box, okay? There is a link in the description of this video. Registration starts tomorrow, so if you want to register, you can sign up now, but I won't be sending out any invoices from PayPal until tomorrow. But the link is in the description. The kit itself, the box includes all the goodies, all the Stampin' Up! Products, which is about a $77 value. I think that's what it is if you bought everything through the online store. Then, of course, there's shipping and tax. We put everything in a priority box for you, and we have a ton of project ideas, and you're going to get the things to make those. Like we have a notepad, we have a wood frame, we have a bunch of pillow gifts that are going to be in there. We have a cake and a cup. So many things. I just can't even remember them all. We talked about it today, and oh my gosh, it's just going to be amazing. So if you're interested in that, the link is in the description of this video. There's more information at the link about what's included that I can't remember off the top of my head right now. Even if you don't want to register, you can still click the link and it'll take you to the registration website where you can check it all out. Okay. So if anybody has any questions, please let me know. I think that's all. Oh, Cheryl says, give yourselves SHA for your birthday. Yes, you absolutely should. And Katie says the stamp camp looks fantastic. It has cards and projects. That is correct. Both cards and projects. So it should be really fun. All right. So here is the Wildflower Birthday DSP. I've used up quite a bit of this. It comes with die cuts, and then it has 5 12 by 12 sheets. Actually, there's 5 different patterns, I should say. And so some of these are close to being similar as they were in the scrapbooking kit, but again, there's no gold accents on the pieces in the scrapbooking kit. Okay, so some of these papers will look familiar, but they don't have the gold accents in the scrapbooking kit. So we've got this paper also included, which is amazing. And then you get this large sheet. It would be 12 by 12, or you can just kind of cut these little sections out and just use those on your project. So I mean, there's so much fun that can be had with this. And then there's all these little die cuts that come with it. I don't have them all. Some of them I have used, but we've got some flowery pieces, some leaves, some random things. Here's a birthday cake. Here's a banner, gold banner. Here's a colored banner. Here's a giant birthday cake, a big floral spray, a set of balloons, just lots of fun things. So we are just going to have so much fun with this stamp camper. We're calling it a retreat, but I mean, you can call it whatever you want. It's going to be 3 full days of tons of fun. All right, so my first project is going to be using some of this Wildflower Birthday goods. So let me get out some of the things that I need for the project, including my card pieces. All right, so this is the birthday celebration bundle, and you would need that to take the retreat with us. It is a stamp set, and then it's a set of dies. The dies have all the numbers 0 through 9, I guess. And I have die cut them all because this particular card that I'm going to make for you today, I don't know who I'm going to give it to. So what I decided to do was I decided to die cut all the numbers in a color that would match. And I'm just going to put them in a clear envelope. The link to the stamp camp's not in there. Oh, gosh. Well, okay, I just tried to update it. See if it's there now. Thank you for letting me know that. Okay. So anyways, I'm just going to put all these in the envelope with the card, and then when I have somebody that I need to send it to with their age, then I'll have the numbers that I need. Well, mostly, unless they were like, 55, then I'd have to die cut another 5. Anyway, so you need both of those. So here's what I have so far that I have die cut for this project. So I have one of the banners. This is one of the dies that's in the set. I did that out of white. I've got a 1 by 5 1/4 inch piece of this pattern of the designer series paper. Oh, I love the gold accents. And then I can't decide if I want to use Pretty in Pink or Blueberry Bushel. We'll have to decide that as a group because you guys are always good at helping me. I've got soft seafoam as my card base, 8.5 by 5.5. And then I have a soft seafoam layer that is 4 by 5 1/4 that you can see I have embossed with our Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. So this is still available, even though it came out with the holiday catalog. It is something that has carried over and is still available in the online store. So if you are interested in that, you can still get it. Patricia says all the online camps that we do are fantastic. And that is so true. All right, then we have a layer of white for the inside, 4 by 5 1/4. I've got another strip of designer series paper. This is 3/4 by, well, it's too long. It's going to be 5 1/4. And then why do I have this? Oh, for my envelope. Like, what am I doing with this piece here? This is going to go on my envelope flap. So the card itself is not super difficult to put together. So first of all, I want to use the plaid piece, and this is my vision. I'm going to put this designer series paper right in the center of this, and then I'm going to stick it on here. Okay, and you might not be able to tell me exactly what color you want to use just yet, because in the description, I did an update still there. Oh, really? What the heck, Barb? I'm checking on my computer really quick. Okay. Okay, now try it. I just actually, maybe it didn't update before. Technology is such a giant pain in the rear end, you guys. Okay, so I don't know, you might not be able to tell what you think about this yet. So let's go ahead and do some stamping first, and then we'll come back to figuring out what color we actually want to use. So I've got my little label here, and I'm going to use a foam mat because the stamps are photopolymer. So what I have here are a few images out of the stamp set. So I'm going to have my phrase is going to say Happy Cake Day. Okay. So what I have here is I have happy and day on one block, and then I have cake on another block. And after I stamp this, I'll kind of share with you how I put this together on here. I thought it was pretty ingenious myself, but we'll see. All right. So I'm going to start out doing the happy day in the blueberry bushel. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that on my label about like so. And then I'm going to bring in the Pretty in Pink, and I'm going to get the word cake. And cake is going to go right in here. Okay, so let me clean these off, and then I'll kind of share with you how I kind of set these up. You wouldn't have to do this. You could simply just stamp all 3 of them individually and call it a day, but sometimes I get a little weird and anal about how things are set up. So I wanted it to say Happy Cake Day. So I have happy and day and cake. So I put them on my silicone mat. I put the word happy down, and then I put the word cake really close to that. So it's like they're touching. Okay. And then I have the name of the retreat, Mary, is the Birthday Celebrations Weekend Retreat. And then I put the word day also touching the word cake. And then I brought my clear block in here and I covered the whole thing. And then I just peeled the cake off and added it to a different block so that I didn't have to like be mindful of like using a mask or trying to use markers or something like that. So now I can just do the happy day in the blueberry bushel and the cake in the pretty in pink. So in case you were trying to make multiples of something, that might be a helpful tip for you guys. I don't know. Okay, good. All right, so we have the happy cake day. So then I am going to do some soft sea foam. And so I've got this little leafy stem piece, and I'm going to just kind of stamp that kind of right along the edge of the dotted image there. And then finally, I'm going to bring in my peach pie, and we're going to stamp the flowers. That's what our label is going to look like. Okay. Get all these ink pads. Oh, good Lord, I almost dropped it. Okay, so we have that. So this is how this is going to go. This is going to be on the front. And then my label is going to be something like that. Okay. But wait, there's more. I die cut some of these little tassels. There are 2 tassel dies in this set of dies. And so I die cut the tassels out of Pool Party. And I thought it might be kind of fun to add some gold accents to the bottom, like little fringes on here. So I'm going to bring in my Versamark pad and I'm going to press my paper into my Versamark pad. So I have some Versamark there at the end. I'm going to open up my gold powder and I am going to sprinkle my gold powder on there. I'm going to dip it in twice just to make sure I get nice, good coverage. And then I'm going to bring my heat tool out. I'm going to turn it on and let it run for just a second. And then I'm going to close my gold powder and move things out of the way. And then we're going to heat this up. And it does happen pretty quickly that it gets nice and melty. So there we go. So now we have gold at the end of our tassel. How fun is that? So I already have the other one done. And so they're going to be on the edge like that. Okay, so that's the basis of the card. So what do you think? Here's the blueberry bushel, little background piece. I'll let you kind of soak that all in for the moment. All right, so then I'm going to switch it out for the pretty in pink, and you let me know which one you like better. And that's what we're going to go with. So you want blue or pink? All right. And then there's the pink. So I'll let you guys think about that for a second, and then I'm going to go ahead and finish up the inside piece. So for the inside, I wanted to just add this little cupcake and this little strip of designer series paper down here. Everyone is saying blue. I kind of figured I kind of liked the pink, but I honestly did this as a swap, and I did do blue. But then I thought, oh, I wonder if pink would be better, but I guess not. My initial thought was correct, the blue. All right, I think we're going to go with blue because that is what the majority rules here. So that's how this works most of the time. Sometimes I overrule the majority, but not this time. I will not do that. All right, so I've got that down, and then I'm going to add a little bit of glue to my little cupcake here, and my little cupcake's going to go in the middle. And then my idea is going to be that whenever I have someone to give this to, let's just say it's myself for my birthday this year, then I would add the year. And there's a 6 and a 9, and I don't know how you tell which is which. I think this is the 9. And so then if it was for me, it would be 59. That's how old I'm going to be this year. Knocking on the door of 60. Not quite there yet, though. Okay, so that's why I'm just going to add my numbers to the envelope. And while I'm talking about the envelope, let's just go ahead and add our designer series paper to the envelope flap here. Come around. And then I like to get the paper right up to the score or the fold line of the envelope there. All right, people are saying things. Okay, blue, 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 blue. Pat says the blue makes it pop. All right, and Katie said what Pat said, it does make it pop. Okay, Cheryl said her birthday is next week. Ooh, Cheryl, that's a very interesting situation. I don't know if you want to say how old you're going to be, though. It doesn't bother me to say how old I am. All right. So let's trim off the envelope flap here. And I don't really care if I cut off some of the envelope. It doesn't matter. Cheryl's going to be 66. Congratulations. That's awesome. I'm right behind you, Cheryl. Okay. So there's our envelope. Here's our inside, except for the numbers. So I'll just throw those back in my little container for the moment. And then we're going to go ahead and finish this. So we're going to go blue. So I'm going to add some Designer Series paper. Pat's going to be 61. Judy just turned 77. Happy birthday to all of you. Oh, this is too long. Why did I put glue all the way to the bottom? No. We're just going to have to cut it off. Okay, so here is the blue. Oh, maybe I didn't cut it too long. Maybe the blue's too long. Maybe the whole thing is too long. I don't know. Judy said 77. Beverly said 74 coming up on the 7th. And then Judy says she's older than dirt. Oh my gosh, Judy, I say that all the time. My husband is younger than I am. So the joke around our family is, he married an older woman. So he's 5 years younger than me, which, if I was 18 and he was 13 would probably be a problem. But, I'm 58 and he's 53. Yeah, 53. So it doesn't matter anymore, but that's just kind of funny. That's a joke. So he's always telling me how that I'm super old and how he's not that old, but we'll see. Don't men normally die before women? Not that I want him to die, but because then I'd have to be here by myself and that'd be really boring. I mean, I think we're boring now. Being by myself would be the ultimate boredom. All right, so I think I'm going to go with some... I'm not going to put dimensionals on this. I'm going to use regular glue on this, and then I'm going to put dimensionals on the label is what I'm going to do for this. All right. Get this all covered in some glue. Someone just said they get the old jokes too. Marcy, oh, she's 4 days older than him. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I know that if it was only 4 days, I'd still get the old jokes. It wouldn't make any difference, right? Women do mature faster than men and earlier. That is a fact, Margaret. All right, so here is our fun little label. And I'm going to grab my dimensionals here. And I kind of feel like that 3 dimensionals is enough for this. Shella just turned 56. So now Shella is also on the downside to 60. This might be a secret and she might kill me, but Kelly's going to be 60 this year, you guys. My twin. We get asked that all the time if we are sisters or twins. And especially now that my hair is really long and hers is long and we're old and we wear glasses. And so people just think we are sisters. It is the funniest thing. Okay. So I got those on there. Where did I put my low profile dots? Oh, here we go. These are like my favorite embellishment. If you guys don't have these yet, you definitely should get them. They are amazing. They are so flat. The post office will never know you have an embellishment on your card with these low profile dots. And I'm here for that. All right, I'm just going to throw a dot right up there on our little banner pieces. I'm going to throw that inside into the inside. Oh, you know what? Actually, now that I have these out, I'm going to add some right below the banner too, I think. So I'm going to go with a big one, maybe like right here, and then a smaller one right there. I think this is a card that's worthy of a few extras, right? Okay, so we have our inside to do. I've got a mess, and I've got things flying all over. Things are rolling around. It's just an issue. Yes, Kelly's going to be 60. We both are July babies. Okay. There it is. So cute. I love this card too, Pat. When I got done with it, it's actually a card that I did for a swap. And so hopefully the other gals that are getting the card also like it. So yeah, I really had a good time with that. Okay, let me kind of clean up just a tiny bit and put my goodies back in there where they go. The ink pads. And then these tiny little stamps I'm just going to throw over to the side. All my embossing stuff. Thanks, you guys. Woohoo! Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side. The next card that I have is going to be a mixed media card, mixed media florals. This is not a card that's in my class, but the picture of it will be in the PDF file that everybody who takes the class will get, so you can remember how I made it. Then I'll probably link this video to it as well. So here are the pieces and parts that we are going to be using, most of them. We also need this. And okay. We are also going to be using something else that's kind of cool. So the Mixed Media Florals Suite includes 2 bundles of products. It's the mixed florals and the mixed labels. So I did use them both in my class because they kind of go together. And so we are going to use items from both of these things today on this card. We are starting out with a basic white thick card base, so 8.5 by 5.5 thick card base. I have a quarter sheet of Daffodil Delight that we are going to trim down after we add some color to it. And then I have a 5 3/4. No, that's wrong. 3 3/4. No, good Lord. What size is this? Is this 3 3/4 by 5? No, it's 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. That's the measurement of the Fleur de Flamingo layer. Wow, that couldn't have been any harder, right? And then I have taken a piece of Granny Apple Green, and I have die cut this large image out of that, which is really fun. Ooh, we've got a little piece here that didn't make its way out of the, there we go. So we've got that out of Granny Apple Green. We've got a scrap of white, scrap of Fleur de Flamingo, and the yellow. So for the yellow, we are going to add a really cool background to this, and we're going to do that by using the linked together decorative masks. Now, the linked together decorative masks come in a bundle with the other linked together products, and I think they're on page 49, if I remember right. Yes. So it's got a stamp set that has some great sentiments in it. It has a die set that has a diamond, awesome, that's stitched, a stitched oval, a couple of foliage pieces, 2 different types of flowers, and then this really cool lattice work piece. And then you have these masks, and the mask is what I'm going to be using today on this card. So here's the masks. All right. So this is the one that I'm going to use. These are the rest of them, and they kind of all go together. They are numbered, so you could do them in order. I think if you wanted to, you can start out with, this is number 1, a little bit thicker image of that same design as number 2. What's number 3? Number 3 is right here. Number 3 is an even thicker design, actually really cool. And then number 4 is which one? This one here is number 4, another kind of really interesting geometric pattern. And then we have this number 5 that's just got all these tiny little like florally dot kind of looking things, which is really fun. So now I normally use pixie spray on all of my masks. These 2 I did because these are fairly thick. Pixie spray, I mean, not that it doesn't work, but it's harder for it to work on something that's super thin because you really have to get a lot of gunk on there to get it to stick. So for this one, I'm not going to use my pixie spray. I'm just going to use a little bit of Scotch tape. So I am going to add a tiny bit of adhesive to the back of this yellow layer. And then I've got this just random piece of cardboard here. And because I can see through my mask to my paper, I can sort of center this. Now, it might not be completely necessary to center this particular piece, only because I am going to cut this down a little bit. So that wouldn't really matter. But if it did matter, this is a great way for you to get it all tacked down so that it's nice and even, because you can see I have a nice even border of the mask around my cardstock. So I'm going to use Daffodil Delight on Daffodil Delight, because that's going to produce what I think is a pretty cool pattern here. And so I'm going to ink this up, my blending brush, on my pad. And I need a block. So I'm going to bring in a block, and I like to kind of blend the ink from my brush onto the block. To me, that just kind of really gets it nicely blended out on the brush itself too, so that when I put it onto the paper, I don't get like a weird blob. You know what I'm saying? And so then I can just use my blending brush here, and we're going to get all this ink, and we're going to do this whole piece. Okay. So I'm just kind of blending. Now I'm going to grab a little bit more color. Again, I'm going to roll it around on my block, and then I'm going to bring it back here and add it to my paper. I just love these patterns also. This kind of lattice work. I don't know if it's lacy. I don't know exactly what you call it, but I just think it's super cool. Get a little more here. I'm going to rotate my thing around so that it's kind of easier for me to use. And then you do get ink around the edges of the mask, but it's not a big deal. I just go ahead and rinse it in the sink, and then I just let it air dry on a towel. So that's what I'll do when we're done here. Okay, so I think it's good, but what I want to do is I want to lift up my mask here and kind of check. Ooh, look at that. That does look pretty good. Yeah. Okay, I think that's good. So I'm going to pull this out. I didn't put too much adhesive on there, so it's going to be easy to slide that out. And then after I'm done tonight, I'll take the tape off or run it under the water. It'll be clean. So I'm going to throw that off to the side for now. All right, and we'll put that away, put our block away. And now we just need to trim this piece to a size that is a little bit smaller than our Flirty Flamingo. And since our Flirty Flamingo was 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, this needs to be 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so I'm going to put this on here about like that. And I'm going to slice off the edge. And then I'm going to guess that it's going to be about right there. And then this one here, I think we're going to be right on the money with this. And then this one here, this one we might be a little off. We might have to make this just a tiny bit smaller than I originally wanted to. Oh, actually, no, I don't think it's going to be bad. I think that's perfect. Okay, so that should be good. And then that's going to go on our piece of Flirty Flamingo. So because of the way it's cut, I am going to trim a little bit more off the side. I'm just going to chop just a itsy bitsy bit off the side here. And actually my adhesive is in my way so that it'll fit on here just a little bit better. Okay, so I think that actually looks pretty dang good. So we're going to leave it like that. Throw these little bits in the trash. How fun is that? Okay, so that is just like, to me, that's just the coolest background. And you could do that on any color. You could do it on white. In fact, you know, hang on, I've got a couple cards. This is one that I actually made myself. I did this for a swap. So I've got this background on my Night of Navy cardstock is this. It's the same. And then I did one of the other masks on this layer of white. And then this is the die cut piece that goes over the top of it. So look how cool that is. I just love it. And then here's one that somebody else made. This was made by Kathy Miller. She did that same. So I think this is going to be my favorite mask in here, but she did that also. White or petal pink on white. This is boho blue on white. You can see some of the places I got really dark. Some of them are a little bit lighter. So I just had a lot of fun with that. So masks, I think, they're just really cool. They're fun. They're great to use. So if you haven't ever gotten a set of masks, I would highly recommend starting out with these because these are really cool. And I don't think they're that hard to use. Some of them are hard if you have to like line them up and get them exact. With these, I don't know as it would be that critical. It probably would be, actually. That's why they have notches in them. Anyway, I think they're still amazing. So moving on. we're going to add this to our layer here. So I'm going to use some liquid glue. If you're a person that struggles with using liquid glue, I highly recommend getting some of our adhesive sheets. They are awesome for die cutting pieces like this that are very detailed and like super skinny. And it's very hard to get glue onto these things without making a giant mess. But I do have a tiny little tip for you about that. If you are a person that's liquid glue challenged, I will share with you a tiny little tip about what you can do if you get too much glue on something like this and you're thinking, oh no, when I put this down, it's just going to squish out all over and make a giant mess. What you can do is you can bring in a silicone mat. You can press it onto the silicone mat first, and then that will take a lot of the excess glue off, but it should still leave enough that you can still use it easily. All right, so I'm going to set this like right at the bottom of the layer of white or yellow, and then I'm just going to kind of press that down. It's a little longer than the piece, but that's fine. Okay, so easy enough. And then I'm just going to add some glue back here, and we'll add this to our Flirty Flamingo piece. So that's what we have so far. Okay. Then we're going to bring in the large daisy type daisy. Well, it kind of looks like a daisy, but I think it's called a cone flower. But don't quote me on it because I could definitely be wrong. So with the cone flower image, we're going to ink it up in Memento. And I have been talking about this lately, how I took a white craft ink pad and because they come uninked. We have white pads that come uninked. In fact, here, this is an old style pad that we used to sell, but it's the same principle. The pad comes uninked, and then you get a re-inker, and then you fill up your pad with the craft ink, and then you have a white ink pad. But it comes empty, so you can make it into a Memento pad if you want. And a Memento pad that is a soft foam pad is a pretty cool thing. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of gently tap on my image here with my nicely made foam ink pad. And then I'm going to stamp this onto my white. And then I get a beautiful image right there in Memento. So now I can do some coloring with my blends. So I'm going to let that dry for just a second. Sometimes, not that it bleeds, but sometimes it can kind of bleed. So I'm going to leave it off to the side for just a second while I work on this banner and this sentiment. So the banner comes out of the Mixed Labels stamp set, and so does this sentiment. So I'm going to ink up my banner. This is Flirty Flamingo ink. And I'm going to stamp it on a scrap of Flirty Flamingo. And then I'm going to bring in my sentiment, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment in Memento. So I'll pull out this pad again. You do have to be a little careful because normally a normal Memento pad is that hard linen surface. So sometimes I'm like mashing my stamp into it. You don't need to do that with this. So you just kind of gently tap it. All right, so I'm going to stamp that like that. I took your advice, and literally my pad came in yesterday and I put it together and I love it. Yay, Tony. I'm glad to hear that. Awesome. It is pretty cool. Then you would die cut that label with the coordinating die that is in the Mixed Label set, and you'd have that. And I think this is probably good now. So I'm going to start out by doing some yellow. Now I realize I have Daffodil Delight here, but I'm going to use some Lemon Lolly, because Lemon Lolly is just a little lighter of a yellow than the daffodil. And I don't want these tops of these cone flowers to be as dark as the daffodil would make them. Okay. So I'm just going to use the dark on the little dotted spots. And then I'll use my light here in the middle. And I realize it doesn't look totally different yet, but I'm going to come back over the dark with a second coat, and that should give it enough dimension that it's a little bit different. Then I'm also going to do these little flowers. And I've just been having so much fun with not really coloring these flowers in, but just like coloring around the little center dot. Is my thing in the frame? Yes. Okay. Without really doing the entire thing. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's the dark Lemon Lolly again. And now I've got a light granny apple green, and I'm going to do most of the leaf images here. And we'll just get those with our light granny. Oh, I hear my husband upstairs. He's stomping around. I wonder if he just got home and his boots are wet with snow. It could very well be. And then I have a dark granny apple green. And the little thing there. Just kind of get the veins in the leaves just for some added interest. And then I'm going to get the stems here of the daisies. I keep wanting to call them daisies, but like I said, I think they're called cone flowers. But if somebody else knows what they are for reals, please let me know. All right, so I'm going to do the stems here. I think I got all the stems. And now for the flowers. So I'm going to start out with a light flirty flamingo. And I'm going to do a little bit of flirty flamingo around the bottoms of these petals. Now, cone flowers, I think, are actually white, but I don't know it for sure. So in my world, they're flirty flamingo. And then I am going to add some dark flirty flamingo, just kind of around the edges, the tips, if you will, of these petals. And then I'm going to bring the light back in. And I'm going to like do what I call is pulling the color down. So I'm kind of pulling that dark towards the, I guess this would be the top of the petal, so that I can end up having a nice little bit of interest with the petals being a little darker at the bottom than they are at the top. All right. So something like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing again, whoops, with the larger one. I'm going to do the same thing with my light here again. And I feel like I'm laying the light down first so that when I put the dark in, it kind of has something to blend with. I don't know if that's actually a thing or if that even works, but that's just kind of how I've always tried to do when I'm doing something like this, is throw the dark down first or the light down first, add the dark, and then come back in with the light again to kind of pull that color around a little bit. All right, and then we're going to do that same thing, pulling that dark towards the top. Whoops. There we go. More of it coming. And it just kind of really softens the dark down there at the bottom. And then I just feel like it kind of pulls it towards the top. I don't really know, because I don't really know much about watercoloring. So, or coloring with markers. I just kind of wing it. I never have been very good at it. So I just kind of wing it, like I said. Get the tops there. And if you need to keep adding a little bit more to kind of soften that line, then just do it. Because it should all eventually come together like that. So then you would die cut it, and I have already done that. So you can kind of see as it dries, it just kind of gives you a nice dark to light kind of thing going on there. I don't know if that's really what they look like in real life. I'm sure they don't look like that. I shouldn't say I don't know what, I'm sure they don't look like that. But then I'm just going to go ahead and add this right here on the front, and then my label is going to go over. So something like this is what it's going to end up happening. I do want to do some ladybugs, and this is a little bit different than you might normally think. I like to do my ladybugs backwards. I like to die cut what I call a blank ladybug, and then I like to stamp on it because my table is dark. If your table isn't dark, if your table is white, definitely put your ladybug on something dark, like a piece of black cardstock or something, so you can actually see it. And then I'm going to take my pad. Whoops, is that the right? That's not the right ladybug. Where is it? This one. And because there's 3 different styles of ladybug. So I'm going to ink up my little ladybug. And then because I can see through my ladybug, I can just kind of move my stamp around until I feel like it's centered above the piece of paper. And then I stamp it, and it's pretty dang close every single time I do it. It's not perfect, but it's pretty dang close. And it's just, I've really been liking how easy that is. You can certainly just stamp them anyway and die cut them if that's what you like to do. But I thought this was a little bit easier for me. So if that helps you, great. If it doesn't, just disregard. And then I'm just tapping my marker up and down on my ladybug. And I am going to add this to my card with a glue dot. And, oh, I'm not even ready yet. Holy cow, I got ahead of myself. All right, hold on. We need to add this. This I'm going to do with some dimensionals. So we're going to put one here, one here, one here. Whoops. And then I think I might use some minis and go with a mini here. And we'll throw a mini over here. And I think, oh, whoops. For this particular one, we are going to stick a mini right there. Okay, and then I like to press my fingernail into all of them. And do that. Okay. And then we're going to add this about like so. And then for this piece here, I'm only going to put dimensionals at the very ends because the middle is already going to be popped up because of the large image that we have there. So I'm going to do that. And we're going to throw that about like, oops, no. That's not what I want to do. I want this in the middle. Something like that. Oh, for heaven's sakes, get out of there, you little stinker. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to do regular glue here since we already have, oops, I'm going to go a little more right over here, our dimensionals. And then this should, the white should just really make this whole thing pop. Press that down. Okay. And I am going to use those same dots again because I am including them in the class. So we're going to do them again. And you know what? I'm going to just see something real quick here. Will these things color? Do they color? I don't know if I've tried this yet. I guess kind of. I mean, obviously I'm using pink on pink, so it's kind of. I think I'm just going to try. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to continue. I'm going to do 2 small ones and a large one. This might be just enough to kind of take that petal pink tone out of it and maybe add a little flirty flamingo tone to it. So I'm going to let it dry for a sec. I also stamped and die cut these 2 pieces. These are 2 more pieces that are in the bundle. You can see I accidentally cut this off, but it doesn't matter. I don't need that part. And so I'm going to put these on the inside. The dots, they're a little bit darker, definitely. So I think they have more of a, oh wait, my ladybug. My ladybug's going to go right there. They definitely have more of a flirty flamingo color to them than the petal pink, I think now. So they can be colored, which is good to know. I love it when these things can be moved or made a little bit different. So let's try that and that. And then this little one, maybe right down, ooh, right there where those things cross together. How about that? Okay. Then for the inside, like I said, I've got these 2 other little pieces that I colored and die cut. And I'm just going to add them right here on the inside of the card, just to add a little more interest in there. So we'll just add the floor or the little leafy piece first. And I could have colored these in there, but then of course they bleed through. And since this is white, it would bleed through, and I didn't really want that to be the case. So that's why I went ahead and die cut these instead of just coloring directly into the inside of the card. Actually, I'm going to press that into my silicone mat over there because I think I have too much glue. I'm going to scooch that down just a little bit and add that. And then I have another sentiment here. What do I have on the front? For a great friend, you're pretty wonderful. Yes, that's awesome. I'm going to do that in some Flirty Flamingo. This is another image out of the stamp set. And I think I'm going to do it right here. I like to do this, where I add my sentiments next to my goodies on the inside. Where's some scissors? Well, here's some. I'm going to snip these off. And then we have that. So we have for a great friend, you're pretty wonderful. How fun is that? I am loving this mixed media florals collection, you guys. If you haven't checked it out, you definitely should. My online class, or my class to go, is amazing, and you're actually going to love it. You get to make 2 cards of 4 different designs for a total of 8 cards with envelopes, and each card has a video. So you have a video tutorial along with a PDF file with the photos, the dimensions of the pieces, a brief written description of how to put the card together. It's just an amazing resource. So I would love for you to join me. I should be shipping the kits out sometime next week. So if you're interested, the link is in the description of this video. All right. And that is really all I had for you guys today, was these 2 fantastic cards. So I hope you guys loved them. And the few tips that I shared, I hope you enjoyed those as well. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. Check out the Wildflower Celebration Stamp Camp. If you want more information, the link is in the description of this video. Registration doesn't really start until tomorrow. But you can get all the information tonight. And we're really excited to bring this for you guys. I know you're going to love it, just like you loved the Reindeer Stamp Camp as well. So if you have any questions or comments, please go ahead and leave them below the video. I love reading your comments. And until next week, you guys, I will see you again. Bye-bye, guys.